So we're getting into dictionaries now, dictionaries. But does anyone have any questions about lists? Like Nicole said, oh, we're done? we did a lot with lists, right? So anyone have any questions with lists at all? Or anyone have any questions with the palindrome thing? Let's do Thursday night, right? Palindrome. Abigail showed me the solution, and it was different than I came up with, but it worked. But I think who had a good idea? Was it? He's not here today. Nick, I think, had a good idea about how to approach it too. Was just to read in your palindrome, and then I think I showed you guys a way using a list comprehension to get rid of all the junk characters, and then just create a new list and reverse it, and then you just loop through and compare each element is one way to do it. So I went over and got some new pins. I'm going to try to keep these with me. These are my pins. So no questions about palindrome or lists at all? We're ready to get into the dictionaries. So there's 10 classes left. Just 10. All right. So we're getting towards the end. And we're right on track where I want to be. So if everything works out right, we're going to have a couple days, a couple class periods free to decide what you guys want to do. If you want to learn something else, if you want to just study for the final, if you want to, whatever. It's up to you. I'll leave it up to you guys. But if we keep going like we're going, we're going to have 1 or 2 classes free to do whatever you guys want. All right. Okay, so what's due today? Oh, wait a minute. Today's not the 11th. I'm in the wrong one. Today's the 16th. There we go. Whoa. I forgot my mouse, so I have to use my fingers. Not quite as nimble. Okay, what's due today? Nothing. What's due this Thursday? You got the Module 8 quiz, so that's on lists. And then you have your palindrome tester, which is due at midnight on Thursday. Okay, and this is the palindrome tester problem right here. It's basically problem, whatever, 5 point something in the book. I forget, 5.9 maybe. So a palindrome, remember, is spelled the same way forward and backward, and you need to ignore upper or lowercase, doesn't matter, but you want to get rid of any kind of special characters, spaces, punctuation, dollar signs, commas, parentheses, anything like that. Okay. Hey guys. Long time no see.
Yeah.
Okay, and what is due next Tuesday? So we got nothing due today. Thursday, you've got 2 things due. Next Tuesday, you got the Module 9 quiz, and now we're covering dictionaries and sets now. And then you have the interview questions, and remember, you guys don't have to do the interview verbally if you don't want to. You can type up the answers, okay? It's up to you. If you still want to do an audio, it's fine. And then for your lab, it's just exercise 6.1 and 6.3 in your online book. So that's due next Tuesday, okay? All right. And you don't have to use a stack. You don't have to use the stack to do the palindrome. However you want to do the palindrome tester is fine. You don't have to use a stack. All right. Okay, so some of you guys already use dictionaries, but we're going to get into it more now. And dictionaries are really cool. It's a really neat aspect of Python. Okay, so A dictionary is an unordered collection which stores key value pairs that map immutable keys to a value. Okay? Just like a regular dictionary, if you have a dictionary and you look up, dog, right? It's going to show you a definition of a dog. How to pronounce it and all that stuff. So it's got dog would be the key, and the value would be the definition. Okay, it's like a regular dictionary, right? You're going to look up Python in there, and it's probably going to say, one definition is a snake, one definition is a programming language, right? So it's just like think of the key as the thing you look up in the dictionary, and the value is the definition. Okay. And a set, so we're learning about dictionaries and sets. We're not going to get into sets too much today, but a set, if you remember in mathematical terms, a set is a list of numbers that everything is unique in there. Okay? Set is it's a really cool function. So would this be a set? It's a tuple, right? Is it also a set? So it's a tuple. But is it a set?
We've definitely answered yes. I just stopped at 2. I'm not sure if it includes all those.
Yeah, it's a set because
It's a set, okay.
because everything is unique. So it's a set also. But if I had 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, that's not a set because we've got duplicates. Okay. So just think of a set as unique. It has no duplicate values. Okay. So this is not a set. It's got dupes. Okay. And a set is unordered too. I was writing this out ordered, but we could have 45, 3, 7, and 1. That's a set. It doesn't. It's not necessarily ordered at all. Okay, that's a set as well. This is a set. That's a set. This is an ordered set, and we'll learn how to order it too. Okay. So let's look at dictionaries now, and then I have a little class exercise for you to do at your desks here in a little while. So a dictionary associates keys with values. So you always got to think of key value pairs. There's a pair. Each key maps to a specific value. So here's an example. We have country names. So this would be a dictionary right here. Each line is a dictionary. So we have country names, which are the keys. The type is a string. And the values are internet country codes, and those are strings. Okay. Okay. Here's another dictionary. We call it decimal numbers. The keys are integers here, and the values are Roman numerals. So here we're mapping decimal numbers, or integers, to Roman numerals. Okay. So let's take a peek at that second line, and we'll create a dictionary for that. Okay. Okay, we'll call it Roman numerals. Okay, so there's my variable, and this is how you create an empty set. It's just 2 curly braces. Okay, so when you start using curly braces, that tells you it's a set. I mean a dictionary, sorry. This is dictionary. We're talking dictionaries now. Okay, so this is an empty dictionary. So this is how you create an empty one. Now we're gonna create one with some values in it. Roman numerals equals, and we're gonna say gonna say, and what does it say? The decimal maps to the Roman numeral. Okay, so we're gonna say 1, integer 1 maps to the string I. Is that right? And the decimal 2, or the integer 2, maps to this string with 2 capital I's, right? And then let's jump to 5. We'll say 5 maps to, it's a colon, a large letter V. It's 5 in Roman numerals, right? So here's a little dictionary right here. Okay, so this is a key, and this is the value. Okay, this is a key, so it's a key value. Everything's in a pair separated by a colon, and that's the value. And this is a key, and that's a value. So this is the Roman numerals dictionary. So the key type is an integer, and the value type is a string in this case. So this is an integer, and that's a string. Okay? Empty dictionary. All right, here's a couple more examples. We could have a states dictionary where the key is a string for the state, and then the values are the agricultural products that that state produces. And that would be a list of strings. So you can actually put lists inside dictionaries. Okay? So anybody ever heard of Arizona? The 5 C's? Anybody heard of the 5 C's for Arizona? There's 5 things that start with C. 5 C's. Okay, let's try to figure that out. Okay, what's one of them? What can you think? What is Arizona known for?
Cacti?
Oh, I heard one. Copper.
Really not cacti, huh?
Yeah.
Cattle,
Cattle.
cotton,
Cotton. And you said cacti? I'll just say cactus. There's 4 C's. What's the weather also called? Climate. You guys have never heard that about Arizona? Those are the 5 C's that make up, it's kind of common to Arizona as a state, right? I come from a copper mining town called Miami. A lot of copper mined in Arizona. I worked at the mine for a while. Good money, but a dirty job. So we could create a states, what was that one called? Just state. We could create a states dictionary. And we could say AZ is the key, and then the value could be the 5 C's. So it could be cactus, these aren't in order, copper. Oh, you know what? There's another one too. Citrus. They grow a lot of citrus in Arizona. And what do we say? Climate and cotton. There's actually more C's than that. We'll stop at that. Okay, that's that, and then we'll just say this is our dictionary. It only has one key value pair. Okay, this is the key, and the value is this list. Okay, so we can have a list of strings. We can have hospital patients, and this is a dictionary, patience. So their name would be the string probably, and then their vital signs would be a tuple of ints and floats. So we could have like hospital, I'm running out of space here. Well, we could say, we just call it patience. And we could have Joe, whatever his name is. And then he's gonna have a tuple of vital signs, which might be his heart rate, would be, let's say he's fit. He's got a 75 beats per minute, and then his, what else would it be? His blood pressure is, could be a string, I guess, 120 over 95, and then maybe his blood sugar level. Say he's diabetic and it's 130. So that would be a tuple. Okay. And then this would in that dictionary. So that's the key and that's the value. Just to show you that it doesn't always have to be integers. And then we could have baseball players and we could have their name, and then the value would be their batting averages. Oh yeah, Richard.
How do we know what those values are correlated to? Like, should we maybe name the string something more descriptive than Joe? Perhaps Joe's blood pressure, heart rate, and
Well, this would be, yeah, we could do that. You could do that too. Or
Probably because of repeated use, so like the purpose of why you built the dictionary.
we might call it
Sure.
patient's vitals or something like that instead. You know, maybe this would probably be a better name, patient underscore vital underscore, you know, or you could say patient underscore heart rate, blood pressure, and blood sugar or something. Yeah, good question. So a dictionary's keys must be immutable. So these are strings, numbers, or tuples. So we can't ever change these. We can't change the keys. So this key is a string. This key is a number, right? This key is a string. So the keys are immutable and unique. You can't have another, within this dictionary, you can't have another key, Joe. So the keys have to be unique, okay? But multiple keys can have the same value, okay? So we could have, let me write this up here. I'll have to erase this a little bit. I'm going to extend this with a comma. So the way you separate values in a dictionary is with a comma. So there's that. So I could have another patient named Sue, and her vitals could be the same. 120 over 95 and 130. So we can't have the same key, but we can have duplicate values. That's okay, right? We just can't put another Joe in here, which is the key. Okay, so to create an empty dictionary, you just, so country codes, for an example, and you just put the curly braces like I did over here, 2 curly braces, empty dictionary. And here's one with, here's a dictionary called Country Codes. Finland goes by FI. South Africa goes by ZA, apparently. And Nepal goes by NP. So this is the key, value. So these are all strings. Key, value, okay? Because dictionaries are unordered, when you display them, like suppose you built this just like this. You think when you get the data out, it's going to come out this way, and it doesn't always, which is weird. They're unordered, so when you iterate over a dictionary, it doesn't always come out the way you want it, the same way you put it in. Just be aware of that. Okay? And here's a way to determine if a dictionary is empty or not. Oops. Come on. so we're about ready for our activity. So how do I determine if a dictionary is empty? You can use the length, LEN. So if I said country codes equals the empty dictionary, and then I just typed in print length, LEN, of country codes. That's going to print out 0, right? Because there's nothing in there. So this is a way to tell if there's something in your dictionary. The other way is you could use it in an if statement. If you can also just say if country codes. So an empty one will return false if it's empty. Okay? It has a length of 0, but if I say if country codes, print empty. Or not my bad. If country codes, print not empty. That means there's something in there. Else, then I'm going to print empty. Okay, so you can just check it. Let me pull it up right now to show you guys. Let's create a couple of them here. All right, let me make this a little bigger for you guys. Okay, let's fire up Python in the terminal. All right, so let's create an empty dictionary. Country codes. So there's my empty dictionary. We can check it, see if it's a dictionary. We can say type country codes, and it says class dict dictionary. And we can say length of country codes. That returns 0. Or we could just say country codes like this, and it should print out false. Oh, okay. Let's see, how can I get it to print out? Let's just make an if statement. If country codes, that's true, print not empty. Oops. Let's just do that. Oh, because it is empty, my bad. Print not empty. Else print empty. There you go. So you can use it as like a true and false, like a Boolean. So you could use this as a Boolean. So if it's empty, it returns false. If it's got something in it, it returns true. How to clear a dictionary. If you want to get rid of everything, you can just say country codes dot clear. There's a method that you can call called clear. Boy, I was misspelling everything. Returns. Okay, so how do you iterate through a dictionary? How do you loop through it? So there's a method that's built in called items. The dictionary method items returns each key value pair as a tuple. And we can unpack the tuple into 2 variables. So here we've created a dictionary here called days per month. January's got 31, February 28, except in the leap year, March 31. You guys know the trick on figuring out how many days are in a month? Every month. Your knuckles? You guys ever done this? Put your hands together like this. Right. So the big knuckle, you start with January over here. If it's up, it's 31. If it's down, it's 30. It's So January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August 31, September 30, October 31, November 30, December 30. That's pretty cool, right? So the big part of the knuckles are the big numbers, 31, and these ones inside are 30, but February is gonna be 20. It's a pretty cool trick, right? So here we got a little key value pair, days per month. So here's how you can iterate through that. You can say for month, comma, days in days per month dot items. Remember that returns the key and the value. So month is the key and days is the value.
Bless
Gesundheit. You can just print out month in this formatted print has days. Okay, so let me do that and just show you what it looks like. And then we'll get into our class activity. Let's create the, let's see, it was months, right? Equals January, I'll just say Jan, 31, comma, Feb, 28. This is the leap year, though, isn't it? Yeah, this is 29. And then March should be 31, according to my method. Okay. So there's my dictionary. If I just say months, it just prints it out with curly braces. And now let's iterate over it using the months.items. So we're going to say for month, comma, day, or days, either way, in months dot items. That's my method that returns the key and the value. I'm going to do a formatted print. Month. Has days. Okay. So that if that works right, let's see. Yeah. Jan has 31 days. Feb has 29 days. March has 31. So this is a way to iterate through using the items method. Okay. The items in the dictionary. And an item would be a key value pair. So that's one item. Right. Citrus. I think climate, they add that on. I think it's really citrus is the five C's. 6 C's. Okay, so I'm gonna give you guys until 10 minutes or so to work on this next little exercise at your desks. So, where did I- okay. Okay, let's get rid of this. There's your class activity. We'll get the rest of this off of here. Okay, so there's your activity. Create a dictionary named states that maps 3 state abbreviations, and use uppercase, to their state names. And then I want you to iterate over it using the items and display the dictionary, just like I did. Just like I did with months, okay? Do you want me to back up? Oops, if you admit, yeah, make sure you guys sign in. And then when you're done, just raise your hand, I'll come around. Oopsie daisy, hang on. I'm not used to using this. That might help you. Make sure you guys sign in too, so I get everybody. You already got that?
No, you still
Oh. Can you join? Oh. Isn't it all? Okay, let's see, where are you? Oh, that's weird, it's not letting you in. Oh, let me see if I can add you. Manually. Oh wait, there's Adrian, okay. I wonder if I can just add you in, let's see. Okay, let's try this. Oh, it's gonna send you an email. I'll make sure I put you, I'll make sure I put you in, okay. You know, once you get done, raise your hand, I'll come by and have a look, see if you got it right. And you don't have to write a program, you can just do it in the